On June 24th, I made a very unexpected trip to the depot. As you can see, I don't even have my camcorder with me. And that was because of this! We were driving in and I spotted this piece of maintenance of way equipment, and just as we were pulling in, the head end of this intermodal powered by GE junk cleared, and I got a clip of the end of it passing by the weird maintenance of way equipment. This here is a Loram ballast cleaner. Its job is to pick up the ballast that's already on the track and move it into gondolas so then eventually new ballast can be put down. Why is it here at the depot? I don't know. I was very upset I didn't have my camcorder with me to get better shots of this unique piece of maintenance of way equipment, but oh well. The next day, on June 25th, we had a definite change of pace. We had to run a couple errands in Michigan City this day, and they just so happened to be in the morning, and I knew that the Amtrak Blue Water was going to run through. So I made my way to the abandoned Michigan City station. Yeah, this station doesn't operate anymore, and you can definitely tell it was certainly an abandoned vibe. The station sits right by the lake and the Northern Indiana Public Service Company plant here in Michigan City, which provides power for pretty much the entire surrounding area. It's also right on the lake. It was very hot on this day, so it was nice having the cool lake breeze right next to the tracks to keep me cool while waiting for the train. And, well, I was in the car checking its position when all of a sudden I heard the gates go down and ran back to the crossing in a panic, before the slightly delayed Blue Water passed through the station. After the Blue Water with its typical SC44 duo passed by, normally we would have left, as this line has barely any trains that run on it. However, on this day, the Amtrak Wolverine was following Amtrak's amazing super schedule. And if you don't know the joke, just make it into an acronym. Because of that, it was running 1 hour and 54 minutes late, because the SC44 that was pulling it died, and they had to get a new one to take over the train, which was towing the one that broke down, number 4609, through Michigan City. Because it was delayed, normally this train comes through super early in the morning, but right now it was directly behind the Blue Water, and it was only about a 5-minute wait before another Charger duo headed through the station. And after that, we still didn't leave because there was one thing in Michigan City we couldn't pass up seeing. The old Pierre Marquette built coaling tower, designed for steam locomotives to be filled up with coal here. Amtrak is planning to demolish it this year in September, so I knew I had to get up here to take some pictures. It didn't take very long to nab a couple pictures and videos before we eventually left. And where did we go? Well, Kroger. However, on the way back, we decided to stop at the depot because we noticed that that piece of maintenance of way equipment, the ballast cleaner, was still there. However, of course, since this is the depot line, there's always something running, and before I could get any footage of the ballast tamper, B10 appeared. And now we get a good close-up view of the ballast cleaner, classified as SBC-35 by LORAM and officially reporting marked as LMIX-444. Here we can see the interesting exposed prime mover on the side, probably for easy access by maintenance crews. And now we can see the LORAM logo printed on the side, which is almost unreadable because of how much grime is covering it up. We also get to see the see-through bit of the engine with a lot of wires and crap. Here's the reporting mark, which is over by where the cab is. The cab here seems to have been sourced from some sort of EMD, at least the front, but yeah, it's definitely been heavily rebuilt. Taking a look at the middle, we can see the actual wheel that's used to pick up ballast and take it into the chutes, and where it's then loaded into hopper cars. This is a very interesting and confusing mechanism, and really, I don't really understand it. You can see the wheels and gears there that are used to turn the giant wheel. Too bad I didn't see it in operation. Here you can see the conveyor belts that take the ballast into the cars. There's 3 in total, and they have to be articulated weirdly like this, so that way, when the car goes around a curve, it can rotate. You can also see a sign that this engine is actually powered by diesel fuel and can in fact move on its own, which makes sense. It has an engine. Here's the second of the 3 ballast chutes with this box, which I'm not sure exactly what it does, and another box which goes over a secondary cab and eventually dumps the ballast in a Norfolk Southern MAU hopper here, which is painted orange. I'm not exactly sure what the lash car is for, but there's a tank and some brushes on it, as well as what I believe is a control stand, or maybe it's a living quarters for the Gandy dancers, and it's made out of an intermodal container. You can also see one of the workers at LORAM eating Doritos and climbing on the coach, so it was actually staffed at this point. After taking a good long look at the ballast cleaner, I took a good long look down the tracks and realized that Norfolk Southern 33G was coming with a trio of bean sniffers. But these weren't just any bean sniffers. The 2 in the front were Gevos, but the third one was very interesting. An H3 AC-44. If you know anything about bean sniff, you know that they don't have very many AC-44s. And this one here is the only one ever to be repainted into H3. So this was a nice and interesting one-off unit. And after that train passed, we decided to call it for the day, considering it was literally only noon, and I still had more stuff to do this day, including make this video, because I'm making this video the same day that I filmed all this crap. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Catch those units while you can, especially the maintenance of way equipment, and I'll see you in the next video.